Howdy, howdy, everybody out there in YouTube land. We are back once again with another package. And of course, we are live, practicing with the old screen behind us. Ooh, color spectrum. I love a little bit of color. It brightens up the area. And it just represents so many different personalities. So if you like a color that's in the background, go ahead and comment down below which one's your favorite in the spectrum of color. Because that's what it's all about. It's about just finding that thing that makes you feel good. Yeah, kitty cats. Gotta represent. Say Doug Cohn. So this is another package from playingcarddecks.com. We've been ordering from them quite a lot. See what we have going on here today is this is kind of like a face-to-face view. Like I'm just floating here. Ooh, but down here in the corner over here, you can actually see my hands just taking stuff out of the box, and then we're going to hold it up for you so you can get a better view of that. Now let's go to the phone real quick because we do like to make sure that we can maintain conversation. Now the last live that I did was at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was just testing it out and just having fun with it. So now that we're back here, let's see if we can, yep, we are live. Perfect. Got the kiddos upstairs. They're just playing around, having a good time, and I am downstairs. So there is one person watching. It's probably me. Let me check the volume real quick. It was at 3 o'clock in the morning. Fantastic. Beautiful. Now we're going to play around with the backgrounds a little bit. Not today, but just as we go along, just to create this aesthetic for the videos. Because we got the green screen. Why not use it and have a good time with it? And get a little bit better at it. Lighting is an issue. Because, nah. So I have a huge overhead light over here. Ceiling light, and then I have nothing over here. So what I really need to do is I just need to get that background polished, and then I also need to just have a good light spectrum all the way around. So I figured, light spectrum, there it is again. I like adding a little bit of color, and as we move forward, we're going to be working on our Live and in Color production, which is going to be incorporating color psychology, the history of color through not only the ages of people, like humankind and how we've interpreted color and brought it to light, but also light in the universe. So fun fact, did you know that this color right here, pink, is one of the first recorded colors in the universe? How did they figure that out? I have no idea. So it's fun, I guess. You know, it's just a nice little journey that you can go on and just find out some interesting things. It's fun until next year when they figure something else out. Because it's just a fun little discovery. What is it? Oh, here we go. Perfect. I was like, what is this? I got an envelope with money in it. So here is the invoice for playingcarddecks.com. I have been utilizing them for a lot of things lately, and yeah, so I got a couple things this time. Thanks for your purchase. We look forward to doing business with you again. Yes, we'll keep ordering from you because it's pretty nice. Okay, so the first thing we got here is we have the Mismade bill. Now, we have one already that we purchased when we were on vacation in the Carolinas, but this one is actually 4 of them. So I have a couple of ideas that I want to do with that because I do want to start doing some carry around money magic because I think that that's something that's going to be readily identifiable. It's part of my production that I want to do for my Everyday Carry show. If you remember the cups and balls that we did, that's like a little cup that you can carry. You can do that whole production, and then this is going to be money magic that you can carry on you. So it's going to be a good time. Now we've got cards. The rest of this is cards. Of course, we've got Beetlejuice. Now, there is some green on here, so that's going to mess with the green screen effect. I actually have the suit right there that I could have probably worn for this, but I didn't think that far ahead. We're just having a good time. Then, finally, it's just been how long? Months and months and months. We have Harry Potter. We got all 4 Harry Potter decks. What I absolutely love about playingcarddecks.com is all of their cards come in the protective cases. So I literally have more of these than what I need in my life right now. But yeah, so we got all 4 of the houses. So why don't you go ahead and down below for the future times, go ahead and comment what your favorite Harry Potter house is. And if you're not a Harry Potter fan, that's fine too. Just what's your favorite color? Now, personally, I like Ravenclaw. That's the one that I go for. And so because of that, we're going to do an opening right here on the live of the Ravenclaw deck. Because why not? We haven't done a deck review in a while. We have so many decks to review, so we're going to open up the Ravenclaw right meow. Meow. Does it have a pull tab is the first question. And it looks like it has something over here, but it's not quite the pull tab. Now, personally, I like to save the cellophane if I can. In this particular case, it looks like the bottom came off, and I got the top off, but yeah. Go figure. So we're just going to go ahead and get rid of the whole thing. We might not carry these anyway. I like to use a tool, but I don't. Usually I use a playing card. Here, let's see if the paper will work. It's just a never-ending game of, what can we use to open up the playing cards. I think in this case, this is a harder cardboard. This might work. For somebody who wants to create an everyday carry, I don't actually have my knives on me every day. Maybe a hard plastic like this will work. Nah, we'll just use our finger. So it's a nice looking stamp. Wish I could get it open without ruining anything. There we go. Okay, so we'll take a closer look at the box. Good thing we didn't pick Slytherin, because with the green screen, that might mess things up. So it's a nice blue aesthetic. It's got a lot of foil on that. And all of these, I think, are the same. They're just different colors. So you got all 4 of the houses on there. There is a white one that comes with the collector's box that you can get, which I'd like to get at some point. On the back, it's the same deal there. Looks like there is some, I don't know if it's green or if it's just picking up some because of the lighting, which is another fascinating thing about light, if you think about it, is that the light spectrum has all the different colors in it. So your eyeball, when you look at light, the color that you're seeing is actually the color that's not in that particular spectrum. So when we say like the sky is blue, in actuality, it's the opposite of blue because that's just the one that's being reflected. So it's a fascinating thing, and there's a little bit more to that than that. But so the point is that when light hits this in a different way, it'll actually change the color and the tone of the color. And so it'll actually pick up as if it's a different color. But yeah, just something fun to think about. So the inside of the box is patterned as well, which is absolutely beautiful. And when you get Theory 11, that's kind of what you expect. Now look at that. So the back and the front of this card, it just has this aesthetic quality to it. And I almost feel like it's got like a cream color to it. So it's almost like an aged parchment. And the borders are tight. If you can see that. They're more of a tighter border. So it's some cards that you get will have the border will be wider, but here they're very tight to the edges, which is nice. Looks like we got Dobby and Hagrid as the Jokers, the Keeper of Keys. Dobby is free because he got a sock. Looks like the Ace of Spades is an owl with a Hogwarts. Beautiful. We do have pips that are more of like an embossed or stylized pips, which is nice to see. And here's the other thing that I rather enjoy. I love the stylized art of the courts, and of course they're different characters. But I like the aesthetic of them because the color is the same. Sometimes when you change the color of, say, the red to like a blue or purple or things like that, it throws it off a little bit. But in this case, they kept the red and they have it stylized, which I think is really classy. And not that changing the color of the red is bad, just sometimes it overwhelms the deck. But doing these stylized works very well with what they were going for. So I'm just kind of showing you random courts. So we'll do a more in-depth Magic theory and things like that in its own video, where we'll probably do all of them. We won't open them all, but we'll look at it. We'll just talk about certain things. And of course, in this video right here, it looks like we do have, they're just the two ad cards. The way that they have them here with the blue on the front and the back, you could almost get away. I'm not saying you could probably use them as a double backer, but you could definitely use them as a spacer card in a way that the other ad cards don't work. These could almost, not that it's going to pass as a double backer, but you can use that as something for your Magic. So absolutely beautiful effect here. And what's really nice about Harry Potter is that it's already magical by nature. That's the context of the series. That being the case, you can already pull elements from that. For instance, I'll jump over here real quick. So this is a deck of cards from MakePlayingCards.com that was co-produced by myself and Kalafa from Sri Lanka. So I created my coin version, and he created this version, which did utilize the Deathly Hallows symbolism that we kind of altered a little bit to be more, I'll say generic, but also more specific to what we want to do. So this is a fact that I absolutely love what he did with the cards here, because I still haven't really seen it. So you can see that it actually has the splotchy color spectrum on it, which is beautiful and gorgeous. So at some point I'd hope to get these produced. And what we did on there is we used our initials, which is JK. So just kidding. It's just a fun little twist there. And then it also says, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome. So I think looking at it, what I would probably do in the future, if we were to change it, is there's a bunch of J's on there. I would probably do JK and do alternating so that it would read as JK, but still make it so that it's reversible. But yeah, this was from Make Playing Cards. Still a beautiful deck, and it utilizes that. So instead of doing just the one circle for the ring, I did two, and this is a magical principle of the wand being for magic, the ring being ring magic, and then the triangle. I put the line through there for the wand actually changes it to symbolism for different type of magic. So it gives you some geometry instead of that's what I called it. I called it the geometry deck. Line, circle, and triangle. So you could do some really interesting math stuff with it. And I never got around to working on the faces, which is something that I would like to do in the future, and design the box and everything. So it is a project that I'd like to get back to at some point. And we're going to open these probably in October is when we'll do the Beetlejuice ones, because we have all these other ones to get through. And yeah, there's just so much stuff happening and so many things to do. So I'll probably do a standalone review for this right after this live. And it looks like, we're 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've seen some people jump on and off, or at least that's what the number said. No comments here so far, but we're going to stick around and we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to get back to doing, now that we have a semblance of a setup here. I still got to get my desk from the other place, and then that will open up, more opportunity here. I don't know if I'll keep the green screen here or move it. because of the lighting here, and hopefully I can get some more electrical possibility down here soon. Yeah, I think it'll be pretty nice to have that, and then I want to work on my depth. So, I mean, here's something to consider. Let's play around with this since we've got some time here, and we're just doing a Q&A section right now. So if you want to drop a comment down below, if you're I close that. If you want to do, talk about magic in general, whatever we want to do, that's what we're here for now. But now we're gonna mess around with the green screen a little bit just to get used to it, because I think it's kind of important to continue to grow and learn new things. And right now we're just doing some regular stuff here. So you're not going to see what I'm doing on the computer per se, but you'll still see me talking. So I think what we want to do is, for the background, I have the dungeon that I did for the last live, which I thought looked pretty good aesthetically if you want to have that darker vibe. But let's see, what's like a nice little scene that we'd want to do. Let's say we're like sitting in the park. Let's see, there's some like nighttime ones, but I'm not really sure if that's the aesthetic that I want to go for. I was hoping for something more daytime, just kind of like, chilling, not, I didn't want it to be like sad and lonely, just maybe like a vacated park so that there's not like people in the background, which would be fine too, but yeah, I guess let's try this one. We'll see how this one looks. So what I can do in OBS is I just find an image. Now I'd like to, have like eventually get to a point where it's a better quality things. But at this point, this is kind of what we're playing around with. It's just this idea. Deactivate this for a second. And now we're just kind of hanging out at the park. You know what I'm saying? We're just like, we've wheeled my chair out to the park, and we're just kind of hanging out here and having a good time. So, so that it just kind of doesn't really fit right. If I were standing and I were dressed for like maybe jogging and stuff like that, that'd be fine. But it just doesn't look right. So let's talk about like let's do this. I don't think it'll work so much, but. This one doesn't look too bad. And so really what I wanted to look for is something that had a little bit of light to it. So it just brought some aesthetic quality to the background itself, because I am in a basement. So something with a little bit of light, and you can kind of see how that would work. It's like if the wall behind me was fine, and now we're just kind of sitting at our desk having a good time. I mean, and that's not terrible. Like if I were doing a meeting, this is, there is a little bit of shakiness. I do have green in my hair, so it just, and plus the way that the light comes off from it. It looks fun. I mean, that's just really what it's about. And when I have the desk set up, it might appear differently. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know if I want to be closer in the background, if that, so if we were to zoom in, nope, that's the wrong one. Oopsies. I don't know if that's really how that works when you do it like that. So it looks like I'm closer to the background. Does that look better or worse? I don't know. I'm looking at the screen here to see what you guys see, and just kind of lining up with the floor, and I got the little plant in the background, and now it just kind of looks like I'm closer to the backdrop, if that makes sense. Because really, if you wanna do like suspension of disbelief, and you want to make it seem like you're in the background, there's a couple of things that you could do. For instance, what if I were to do something like this? And come over here. I'm going to YouTube and I'm typing in office background noise. And now we're going to just turn it up until it's just like a dull background. And then I'm going to turn up the sound on my phone so we can kind of hear what that sounds like without interfering with the computer. And now we're going to just turn it up until it's just like a dull background. And then I'm going to turn up the sound on my phone so we can kind of hear what that sounds like without interfering with the computer. And now I'm going to just turn it up until it's just like a dull background. And then I'm going to turn up the sound on my phone so we can kind of hear what that sounds like without interfering with the computer. It just feels like not quite the sound that I was looking for. Until it's just like a dull background. And then I'm going to turn the sound on my phone so we can kind of hear what that sounds like without interfering with the computer. It just feels like not quite the sound that I was looking for. Until it's just like a dull. Now, part of that's not really going to work for me because obviously if I'm doing a video, I don't really want to have that type of background noise there. Because you'd want to have it as silent as possible. So something that I like to do, and hopefully none of those sounds they're just generic office sounds. So what I'll do is I pop on Zenbuster Music, right? So thank you, Roberto Blake, for some fantastic lo-fi, right? Zenbuster Music. And so this is 100% free music library. So I just like to top in lo-fi beats. And now you can kind of just play that in the background. And now what you have is you're covering up your bass line so that there's no dead time in your sound for the video. So now you can kind of just go ahead and just chill to the beat, just have a good time with it. And if that's the aesthetic that you want, it's very mellow, very calm, very soothing type of music, so that if we have conversation pieces, if we're doing some magic. Now if I have to do something where we have the cards, and now we're just gonna, let's go ahead and get the deck set up here, and just do something like that. I can stop talking and still have background. So that's kind of the idea there. But yeah, that's the that's the fun times, the aspect of what it is that we do here on the channel. And let's bring us back to my live so that I can see if anybody has commented. Nothing. But we're having a good time. So now we're in our nice little office, and looks great. I mean, we can clean up our green screen a little bit, but like I said, I do have green in my hair a little bit, and with the way that the hair sits, it's catching part of that light, which is altering the shimmer of the background. But for what we do, this is fine, and we'll learn how to get a little bit better with it, and we'll have fun with it. So, hope you guys. Here we are at the end of the video, and I'm messing up, but we're live, so who cares? We're just having a good time. So, I want you to remember, always remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome. And we'll see you in the next one.